name is John Dugdale. I'm one of the founders of TerraHub. TerraHub is a blockchain technology consulting company. We have three main arms that we sell to the marketplace. One is education. So we do both general education and very specific coursework for either technical folks or industry groups. We have a consulting practice where we help companies, for want of a better word, define which processes could be blockchainable, and then provide them the consulting services vis-a-vis technical expertise to kind of deliver that. Then we also have a product group, and so we're building products currently with partners and with ourselves to sell for commercial use. As trade has increased and globalization has increased more, supply chain has become more and more, or less and less opaque. It's harder to view where anything is at a given time, who owns what when. Blockchain provides almost an easy access of connecting the dots. The easiest way to think about blockchain, it's a continuously updated record of who owns what when. And I think when you view it in supply chain terms like that, it becomes a lot more crystal clear than the actual textbook definition. So blockchain, this famous example of a large food retailer wanted to put its supply chain in blockchain, and were able to identify when it originally took them 6 days, in 6 seconds, to where that particular type of food came from, actually where it was grown, and then every step of the way, how long it sat in the truck, how long it stayed in the warehouse, when it hit their shelves. So if a farmer takes a picture of himself with his product, and that's geotagged and put into the blockchain, that's given to a distribution network, that's stamped when it receives at port, and then once again signed when it gets to the company. There's a very clear track and a very clear traceability. That is key. If you take all those examples, instead of food, insert a nut or screw or engine part. You can trace that back. You can see. We're working with some really interesting companies here in Calgary in the augmented reality space, where we're helping, when they build the pipeline, they're able to see where the parts came from, and not only where the parts came from, but what the chemical makeup of those parts are. So it's that clear visibility of that chain, if you will, that makes it so powerful. So it really opens up the supply chain network. It really opens up the commerce, so people can it's a lot more transparent than it ever was before. We've always tried to mitigate uncertainty to establish trade of value. So even if you look at our earliest days, you wanted to mitigate uncertainty so you could trade with your neighbor. So you had to know them. As we grew as a society, we started incorporating banks and lawyers because we wanted to take away that uncertainty. What blockchain does is really continuation of mitigating uncertainty through technology. So it's not that it's something that's brand new, as much as it is something that's a natural continuation. If you think about even your history or our history, I was very nervous the first time I put my credit card in the computer to buy something online. But the way technology helped deal with that uncertainty, the uncertainty of getting into a strange car was mitigated when Uber came out a way to make it easy for us to do that. The uncertainty of renting an apartment, not needing to go to a hotel, really just taking a guess and going to a stranger's house. All of a sudden that didn't seem as scary as it first did when we first did it. Blockchains is just a natural continuation of those kind of trains of thought. So while it seems like a big idea, it's just part of the evolutionary road. When we go about it, when we come at it through TerraHub, it's still a new technology and it's still relatively new in the world of commerce. So we want to help people, companies, industries go slow. So pick a low-hanging fruit, if you will. Decide what is the best thing to approach, and then go after it. When the internet and search engines first came out, there's a number of different search engines that everyone used: Web Crawler, Ask Jeeves, Alta Vista, Netscape. Google is the dominant search engine today. But that didn't stop us from searching the internet when it first came out, using these other platforms or these other tools. And I think people should look at it as, let's prove the concept, let's see what it can do, and if it benefits us, let's use it. But not every process will be blockchainable, and not everything will work as exactly as as people think it will. So you just have to go slow and prove, I think, is the best thing, especially for small businesses. One of the reasons we created TerraHub as well was to re-educate and redeploy out-of-work Albertans. If we can make this a technical hub through our training, through developing projects, through trying to create as many projects here with our competitors as we can and make this a spot that's going to benefit us all. We have to ensure that everyone's appreciative of what technology can and will do, and we have to have the guidance from our municipal, provincial and federal government to make those things happen, those initiatives happen. What technology does really well is get rid of very low-level mundane tasks, and we're going to all be appreciative of those tasks being removed from our plate, because that'll give us the opportunity to focus on higher level, more strategic thinking. So supply chain people are going to be working hand in hand with programmers, building those contracts, becoming experts in their field, understanding the process. So there's going to be a whole industry created that's going to create more jobs and higher level jobs than task-oriented jobs. A general example here in the city of Calgary, we have a system called Park Plus, which sends a car around, takes a picture of your license plate to see if you've parked longer in a zone than you've paid for. So if you don't pay and the car takes your picture, you get a ticket in the mail. By all accounts, that should remove all need for ticket violation officers, parking officers. However, what it's done is actually freed them up to look at other higher level ticketing offenses. So technology actually made a better revenue stream, didn't destroy jobs, in fact created a new industry. And I think knowledge can't be replaced. I think tasks can be replaced. That knowledge that people bring after a wealth of lifetime in a career is vital. It's vital for technology to be successful. It's vital for it to be right the first time. Those people are going to be needed and necessary. Absolutely there will be change, but sometimes change is good. I think there's lots of opportunity for innovation in the supply chain space. Leveraging blockchain and just growing and continuing to grow in that space as well. Start slow. This is an opportunity to really investigate, run things in parallel, make sure that the process that you're trying to leverage blockchain for works. And to do that, you have to take time and make sure it's right. There is no need to rush. It's still early in the process, but the best things are slow and steady always win. By going slow doesn't mean you shouldn't start investigating. You don't want the person you're competing with in business to be that much more efficient than you, where they can apply their savings to other initiatives. This is a misused example, but it's true. Blockbuster did that too, and so did taxis. And they just thought Uber would go away, and so would Lyft, and Netflix wouldn't have an impact. But you have to start, you have to try, but just try slow.